I still remember the exact moment my entire family looked at me like I was a criminal, not confused, not shocked, disgusted. And the worst part, my own parents were the ones who started it. Yeah, you heard that right. My name is Emily Carter, and this story happened last Thanksgiving, a day that was supposed to be about family, gratitude, love, but it turned into the day my parents accused me of stealing in front of everyone. Grandparents, uncles, cousins, all of them. And what they did that night changed everything between us. Forever. But before you judge them, or me, you need to understand what actually happened that evening. Because the truth, it's way crazier than you think. Thanksgiving at my parents' house was always a huge event. 20 people, too much food, too much noise. My mom loved it. She liked showing everyone how perfect our family was. Perfect house, perfect dinner, perfect children. Well, except for me. At least that's how it always felt. My older brother Daniel, golden child, straight A student, finance job in New York, everyone's favorite. And me, I was the different one. Art school, freelance work, still figuring life out. Every family dinner somehow turned into a comparison. Why can't you be more like Daniel? You know that line? Yeah, I heard it a lot. But that night, things went way further than usual. Way further. Dinner had just ended. Everyone was in the living room laughing. Football on TV. Kids running around. I was helping my mom clean dishes in the kitchen. That's when I heard it. My aunt suddenly shouted from the living room, "Wait, where's my bracelet?" Everyone went quiet. She stood up, checking her wrist again. "It was here earlier." She sounded worried now. "It's my anniversary bracelet. It's worth thousands." Suddenly, the whole room started searching. Couch cushions, tables, bathroom counter. Nothing. The bracelet was gone. And then my dad said something that made my stomach drop. Well, only a few people were in the house before dinner started. Everyone slowly looked around. My cousin spoke first. "Who got here early?" A few people mentioned times. Then my mom said it, casually, too casually. "Emily was here first." The room went silent again. Every head turned toward me. I forced a small laugh. "Yeah, but I was just helping set up." My aunt looked uncomfortable. "I'm not saying you took it, but the doubt was already there. You could feel it in the room. Thick, awkward, heavy." Then my dad asked the question, the one that changed everything. "Emily, did you see the bracelet?" My heart started racing. No, of course not. But something about his face bothered me. He didn't look curious. He looked suspicious. And then he said something that made the entire room gasp. "Then you won't mind if we check your bag." My brain froze. My own father, in front of 20 people, accusing me. I laughed again, but it sounded weak. "Dad, seriously?" But he wasn't joking. "Just open the bag." My brother Daniel stepped forward too. "Yeah, just show them." And the confusion. The confusion? Was he serious? My chest felt tight, but I grabbed my bag anyway. "Fine, I'll show them." I unzipped it, pulled everything out. Sketchbook, laptop, wallet, lip balm. Nothing. See, I looked at my dad. "Told you." But then my mom leaned forward, frowning, and said something that made my entire body go cold. "Wait." She pointed inside the bag. "There's another pocket." My stomach dropped because I knew something they didn't. I never used that pocket. Like, ever. Slowly, my dad reached into it. Everyone in the room held their breath. And when he pulled his hand out, something shiny, was in his fingers. The bracelet, my aunt's missing bracelet, right there, in his hand. And suddenly, 20 pairs of eyes turned toward me, full of shock, disappointment, and accusation. My dad's voice was cold. Emily, explain this. But the problem was, I couldn't, because I had never seen that bracelet in my life. And that's when my mom said the words that shattered everything. I can't believe my own daughter would steal from family. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. Someone had set me up, but the real question was who and why? And what I discovered later that night was something I never expected, not in a million years. The room was frozen, 20 people staring at me, and all I could think was, how did it even get there? The bracelet was real. It was shiny. It was expensive, but it wasn't mine. My dad's face turned red. Mom looked torn. Half guilt, half anger. Daniel just crossed his arms, eyes narrowing. And then it happened. My little cousin, Sophie, whispered, maybe Grandpa put it there. Grandpa? My grandpa? He was sitting quietly in his chair, knitting, or so I thought. I forced a laugh. Grandpa? Really? But Sophie's eyes were wide. She wasn't joking. And then my brain clicked. I remembered seeing Grandpa earlier, fiddling with his coat pockets. And my bag. Oh no, my bag. I started to retrace the steps. Before dinner, I had walked in early, set my bag down near the coat rack. Grandpa had been there, organizing some winter coats, and that's when it must have slipped in. I looked at him, slowly, carefully. Grandpa, did you put it in my bag? He froze. His hands trembled. Then he mumbled something. I just wanted to hide it from the kids. Little prank. A prank. A prank. My blood ran cold. In front of everyone, my parents had accused me, called me a thief, humiliated me, all for a prank that my grandpa had thought would be funny. The room went silent. No one said a word. Mom looked at me, her eyes filling with tears. Emily, I'm so sorry. We shouldn't have. I held up my hand. No, don't. Just don't say it. Not yet. Because inside, I was shaking, angry, hurt, not just embarrassed, but betrayed. My brother Daniel finally spoke. Emily, I didn't believe it for a second. He gave me a small, awkward smile. I couldn't even respond. I just picked up my bag and left the living room. I went outside into the cold night. The air burned my lungs, but I didn't care. I sat on the porch staring at the dark trees. All my life, I tried so hard to fit in, to be good, to make everyone proud. And yet, here I was, humiliated by the people I trusted most. But then something shifted inside me, a spark, because for the first time, I realized I didn't need their approval. I didn't need their judgment. And that's when I made a decision. I was done shrinking, done apologizing for things I didn't do, done letting others define my worth. I went back inside. The family was still sitting there, silent, awkward. I walked in, chest up, voice steady. Grandpa, next time, think twice before making someone the villain of your little joke. Everyone laughed nervously. Mom started wiping her tears, trying to smile. Daniel shook his head, muttering something about family chaos. But I knew things had changed. I wasn't just Emily the different one anymore. I was Emily, strong, unafraid, seen. That night, I finally slept in my room, door closed, heart still racing. But I felt lighter, free, because sometimes the people who call you a thief, are the ones too blind to see the truth. And sometimes the biggest mistake your family can make is underestimating you. That night, I drifted off thinking about tomorrow, thinking about life, thinking about how I would never let someone else's misunderstanding define me again. And in the quiet, I whispered to myself, I'm done hiding, and I'll never let anyone make me feel small again. The room was quiet. Outside, the wind blew softly. Inside, Emily Carter finally felt at peace.